Another red white, another 3-0. Stay out of my colors. You see me in the draft pod, you don't want to be in red white. You don't want to be in red white sitting to my left. You think you might want to be red white sitting to my right, but Pack 2 is not going to be pretty for you. What up, welcome in, much love, Trav here. And let's talk about drafting, let's talk about forced drafting. We're going to talk about curve. We're going to talk about some picks, as I am still in the lead for the Draft Master thing. Technically the best drafter in the world right now. I probably have one of the highest ELO ratings as well, maybe the highest. Although, again, it's a race, and you can lose when you have the lead at 1 point. So it doesn't matter that much, but this is me practicing for that. It's me also practicing for Vegas. And I've been debating whether even showing my drafts, because I don't know that I want people in my draft pod knowing exactly what my plans and my strategies are. But I thought I'd take a different approach and say, hey, if you're in my draft pod, here's what the deal is. I'm going to be in red white, most likely. If I open a Glyph Keeper, I'll be in blue. If I open an Archfiend, I'll be in black, if you pass me those cards. If I open a Ronus, I might be in green. But otherwise, I'll probably be in red white. What that means is you can easily draft these other colors, especially if you're to my left, I'm going to pass you some good rares. If you're to my right, I'm going to pass you some good rares. We can hook each other up. I don't think this can backfire too much because, well, for one, I've been drafting red-white. I've been drafting other decks, but the red-white decks are the ones that 3-0, and they do it without rares. This is another one with no rares. I have 2 uncommons and 38 commons. And meanwhile, at this draft, there was a blue-black deck with a Glyph Keeper, an Archfiend, a Curator of Mysteries, a Drakehaven, that passed me a Rags to Riches. That was probably a mistake. Had sideboard 2 Bounty of the Luxes. That deck won 2'd, because it's more about curving out and having a game plan. And even if you're in red-white, and there's a lot of people in red-white, I just don't care that much, because it's so deep. If it's not going to be Thresher Lizard, it'll be Unwavering Initiate. If it's not Gustwalker, it'll be Nefcrop and Pathmaker. If it's not red and white Cartouche and Mighty Leap and Fling and Brute Strength and Khopesh, then it'll be Magma Spray and Compulsory and Electrify, right? It's just too deep for me to be totally cut out of it. Now, let's talk about colors and specializations. First of all, do I think red-white is the best? Yes. Do I think it's the best by a lot? I don't think it's way better than blue-white, green-red, black-red. Black might even be the best, but it's what I know best. So here's something. You don't have to copy me exactly, because you might enjoy drafting green. I'm just not. I don't like green. I don't want to be in green, and I don't have to be in green. You don't need to be open to 10 different archetypes. That will overwhelm you. It's totally fine if you narrow down. In the last 6 drafts, 1, 2, 3, 4, I've done 3 red-white, 3 blue-white. The red-whites have been 3-0, 3-0, no, 4 red-whites. 3-0, 3-0, 4-0, 3-1, and the blue-whites have been 2-1, 2-1, 1-2. But, other people who have very good results are doing black, red, black, red, black, red, black, white, black, white, black, white. I'm not doing black, white. It's not that they're not good archetypes. I would just rather focus in and specialize and become the master of my domain. You can draft blue, red every time and get good results. I don't want from me making this video that everyone's forcing white, red, because it's not going to work for you. It's not going to work for everyone if everyone's doing it. I am saying that it's okay to specialize. You don't need to specialize in this exactly, because I just haven't explored the other combos as much. This is what I like to do. I know when to pick Flang at this point. I know when to pick Spray, We'll talk about some of the picks, right? So one thing I noticed is, and one of the reasons I do like red-white, is you don't need rares. Rares are really hit or miss. There's a lot of stuff like Dispossess, Gideon's Intervention, Cycle Land. I keep opening stuff like that, and I would have a lot more blue and black decks if I'd been opening the Archfiends and the Masteries and the Glyph Keepers. I just haven't been doing it. So, Unwavering Initiate, Second pack, I got past either a crocodile or a compulsory rest, I believe, or a fan bearer. I decided to just stay out of green. That's my thing. And that was a signal, you know. Another rest came around. I got a spray a little bit late. I think Kenra tabled. It's like, I'd bail on red white if I had to, but it's open. Manticores. One of the interesting picks from this draft is in pack 3. There's a True Heart Twins or a Khopesh, and I picked the Khopesh. Reason being, curve. I really don't want a third. I don't need a fourth 5. I have Supply Caravan. And Khopesh is particularly good in red because you have the 1 toughness guys, which is vulnerable to black, and that's one of the reasons why black wins the most. Actually, black was the winningest archetype at the Pro Tour, not red-white, because black can eat up the red-white with the 1 toughness stuff with Cartouche and Splendid Agony. So as red-white, you need to know how to play against it. I won against that in the finals, Splendid Agony, and I just cut all my X1s, fucked my curve up a little bit, but put in some fat, and I have the Khopesh at the ready. Compulsory rest, electrify to hit their Cartouche dude, and it worked out fine. So, what did I beat? I beat a black red. I beat a. I think I might have first picked Flang in pack 3 out of just like the worst fucking pack, where I open a rare I couldn't use, and there was no white cards. You look at it. I have 4 cards that you would consider first picks, or you would consider as early picks. I guess this one, maybe this one, but like this is all lower rarity stuff that'll table. Mighty Leap Flang, Electrify is clunky. This is not like a good deck, but it's 3-0. And another reason I like red white is because I am very confident about the way that I play this in turn, and you need to be confident in the way that you play your deck. Like I know when to attack and when to block. I know when to swing out. I have an idea of how I'm going to finish the game. I know how to get Fling through for the win, right? I've done it so much, and I did Fling for the match 3, game 3 victory. So this is pretty much my plan. And again, I debated like, should I even share this? Well, I think it even helps me because if you're in my pod, we'll work together, right? I feel like even if you're to my right, you don't want to be in red-white because it's just too deep to cut all the way. And here's the thing, again, I might open some rares, but I'm happy to audible into blue-red, blue-white, black-white, black-red. It just hasn't been necessary at my table, so I'm not that concerned about it. And I hate drafted this one. Again, it was coming from my right, which was weird because that was the Archfiend Glyphkeeper. I think he fucked up that pick because he really needed that because his shit was too clunky otherwise. And sideboarded Blazing Volley against a Nest of Scarabs deck. That was the black deck. I sideboarded, Binding Mummy and Sparring Mummy over my other X1s. Didn't sideboard much else. Was, a little bit shallow, not necessarily the best draft, but good enough to get it done. So, hope you found that interesting. Those of you who are really enjoying this series and you want some more feedback from what you're doing, me and the other pros to look at your draft strategy, I will do that if you apply and it makes sense and you make a commitment and we make a commitment through the mastermind. So you can click on that link down below and we'll talk and check it out and it'll be cool. So yeah, thank you. And I'll see you at Vegas. Again, I might even be playing Living End on day 2. And I'm not, another thing I want to mention is I haven't never played red, white, and sealed. I see some people force that now. Don't do that. Don't force in sealed. You can't. You can force a little bit in draft if you're an expert at it, but sealed, no, don't do that. Play your rares. So we'll do some more sealed opens. We'll do some more draft stuff. Hope you find this useful. Much love, and I will speak with you soon. Peace.